Welcome back to More Than Commas, where we talk about building wealth that aligns with your purpose. I'm Cory Shepard, and today's episode focuses on a movement you've probably heard about, FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The idea of retiring in your 30s or 40s is gaining traction, especially among younger professionals. But is it realistic? Is it wise? And what can we learn from it, even if we never plan to stop working early? These are the questions we're digging into today. Be sure to subscribe and share this episode with someone who's ever said, I just want out of the working world. At its core, the FIRE movement is about taking control. People following FIRE often aim to save 50 to 70% of their income, invest aggressively, and retire early, sometimes in their 30s. It's not about being lazy, it's about gaining freedom from the traditional 40-year work-life cycle. And in many ways, I love the spirit behind it. It pushes back against consumerism. It emphasizes thoughtful planning, and it helps people think long-term. And for some, it works. They downsize, simplify, and live frugally to gain back their most precious asset, time. But here's where things get tricky. Too often, people pursuing FIRE do so with a kind of tunnel vision. They're so focused on escaping work that they fail to design what comes after. I want to touch on one of the foundational texts that helped shape the FIRE movement. It's called Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez. This book isn't just a financial how-to. It's a full-on mindset shift. It asks one powerful question. Are you making a living or making a dying? The core message is about transforming your relationship with money and recognizing that every dollar you spend represents life energy, the time and effort you traded to earn that dollar. The book outlines a process that encourages readers to track every cent they spend, evaluate whether each expense brings true fulfillment, and ultimately redefine what enough means. It emphasizes frugality, not as deprivation, but as liberation from consumerism, stress, and unaligned work. The idea is that by gaining clarity on what really matters, you can design a life that's both financially and personally rich. And for many in the FIRE community, this book serves as a philosophical foundation, not just about retiring early, but about living intentionally.
This episode of More Than Commas is brought to you by Sound Financial Group, where we help families and business owners build and protect wealth through clear, long-term financial strategies. Whether it's retirement planning, investment management, or navigating your overall financial strategy, we're here to help guide you every step of the way. To learn more about how we can help you secure your financial future, visit sfgway.com. You can run retirement calculations and download content to read in your own time.
Many people who reach financial independence don't actually stop working. Instead, they shift what they work on. They volunteer more. They start passion projects. They consult. Because when money isn't the issue, meaning matters even more. And that's the key insight I want to share with you today. It's not about retiring early. It's about designing a life you don't want to retire from. If you love what you do, have control over your schedule, and spend time on what matters, why rush to the finish line? Here's another concern. FIRE sometimes depends on overly optimistic assumptions. High market returns, low inflation, perfect health, minimal emergencies. But life doesn't play by clean models. What happens if your partner wants to return to school? If your parents need care? If you discover a new calling at 47? We encourage clients to pursue financial independence, yes, but not by fixating on escape. Instead, we ask, what do you want freedom for? Freedom to homeschool your kids, take a sabbatical, change careers midstream, maybe to live part-time overseas. These are all forms of independence, and they can happen before retirement. There's also a relational side to this. If your spouse doesn't share your FIRE intensity, it can create stress. If you go too lean on lifestyle in your 30s, Will you regret missing out on vacations, dinner with friends, or quality time with family? The best FIRE plans are flexible, generous, and purpose driven. So, what should you take away from the FIRE movement, even if you're not going all in? One, increase your savings rate. Most Americans save far too little. Even going from 10% to 25% is a game changer. Two, question lifestyle creep. Don't assume that each raise needs to equal a spending increase. Redirect it to freedom instead. Three, clarify your values. FIRE isn't about quitting, it's about aligning how you spend your time and money with what matters most. And four, have a coach. Don't do this in a vacuum. We've seen people burn out trying to FIRE alone, and the right advisor will ask the bigger questions and help you build a life that fits. Let me tell you about a client we worked with. He came in with a spreadsheet showing how he could retire by 39. It was aggressive. But after a few conversations, he realized he didn't want to stop working. He just didn't want to keep working 70-hour weeks. We restructured his plan, lowered his work hours gradually, and built margin for family, health, and adventure now, not someday. He didn't retire early, he reclaimed his life early. And that's the real win. If this episode helped you see FIRE in a new light or helped you reimagine what independence could look like, send it to a friend. Leave a review and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Next time, we'll dive into how financial advisors are still essential in a world full of apps, AI, and automation. Until then, get on back to building a great life.